what we're going to be testing out right now is if we can also have 2 simultaneous mics on here. And so, Christina, you tell me what to do with the mics, but we'll be with you guys shortly. These are nice looking. Check. Okay, cool. No one's here at the moment. That's great. Okay, so that's me on that. And then now I need to turn on your mic. And then maybe pull me up on here, because like if this mic is hooked up to your phone, it probably won't.
Yeah, when you put it on.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do I do? Just put it on?
Yeah.
All right, it's on. I wonder if this is going to squeaky, squeaky. Hello. About to begin. It'll be great. Stick around. Don't go away. We're just getting a couple of microphone things set up here, making sure they're not. Cool. Let's rock and roll. Got lots of this stuff. All right. Where did this stuff go? Of course that would happen. There we go. All right. Let me turn this guy off here. And we are going to, we're just going to jump in. What do you guys think? Yeah? No? Rock and roll? Look at that. Someone already has the Sell Anywhere book with pages marked and notes in it. That is awesome. For those of you on the live broadcast, you can go to, don't order the actual physical book unless you can message me and I'll get it to you. But you need to go to Audible and download the audiobook for Sell Anywhere. Can I borrow that real quick? Sell Anywhere. Looks like this. I will send it to you with a fun little gift. So be on the lookout for it. Go. You want it? Grab it, and I'll get it to you. But we're going to be starting here. I guess we can start. We've got a couple of things, couple of people that are we're going to be together in this. So, for better or worse, I'm going to project. All right, and what I'm hoping is actually that what we are doing right now can be something that we're together, because I've prepared something for you that I think can change and will change what it is that you guys have going on. But also, I didn't overplan, and I'm counting on you to bring some of the ingredients. So part of the ingredients that you have, number one is, I would say, intention. And so I'm going to ask you right now, think about what it is that you'd like to get out of this next 4 or 5 hours that we're going to be together. The next hour that we're going to be together. All right, ask yourself what you want. Seriously, what is it you want? Chocolate chips, right? This is the ingredient that adds life to almost any dessert. You will be bringing your chocolate chips. The next thing is I really am asking, my goal is, so I've prepared lots of stuff, but there's other stuff that's going to only come out because it's what you want, it's what you need, it's what you're here for. And so what I would ask is that we participate, we connect. Is that fair? Cool. All right, cool. Very first thing, hands out. And clap them together. Fold your fingers. Look down at your thumbs, all right? If your left thumb is over your right thumb, you tend to be smarter than the rest of us. If your right thumb is over your left thumb, you tend to be more social than the rest of us. If you're one of those people that you just couldn't get either thumb to cross, and this is just a natural way to do it, you tend to be sexier than the rest of us. None of these things are true. I'm just making all of it up. I wanted you to go along with me. But it is interesting, right? Do this again. Now do it the other way. Weird, isn't it? You ever try it with your arms? It's like, how do I even do that? That's a little bit weird, right? Believe it or not, this is how most of us are working. The opposite way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you to hopefully remove some of the things that have been slowing you down and give you the ability to create from what you really and truly are. Now, I've coached over 200 individuals to double income, to grow their businesses, to create the time boundaries that they wanted. I have been doing this since 2016 full time, and before that, really, like all of my life. I just realized I wasn't introduced, so you guys know nothing about me. That was your deal, but it's okay. I know I did, didn't I? I started talking without the introduction. That's so funny. So see, I just had you ready, but you didn't have to actually do it. You did. You can do it later. I do want to see that introduction. But I've worked with a lot of people for a very long time, and I know how to incrementally get you from here to here, and how to help you to reverse engineer goals, put schedules together, and get you into the grind and do the things that matter. But I'd rather do something else. Because there were a few people that, when I worked with, they were able to do what I would call a quantum leap. And a quantum leap is when you go from one place to another, and it's almost undetectable and unimaginable. It's not something that typically people would coach you to. So the idea of quantum theory or even a quantum leap it has to do with a quark and an atom that goes or something that moves from one place to another inexplicably. There have been people that made one adjustment and they were making 100 times more within 2 months' time. One guy, John, I was working with, he wasn't doing bad. His agency was doing $40,000 or $50,000 a month. But within 6 months of him making this leap, it was doing more than $12 million a month. That's a quantum leap. There was another guy, you'll appreciate this, Christina, who had a small team, ragtag team of 9, 10, 11, 12 agents on his team. And he decided, I'm not just going to be a recruiter, I'm going to become an executive recruiter. And Ryan became exactly that. He went to the right places, found the right people, and his team grew by more than 100 times within 2 months. He actually ended up at a conference, and there's a guy who runs something called the Dropping Bombs podcast. He runs in circles with Grant Cardone, can't remember his name, recruited him. That guy had like 1,000 people that suddenly a lot of them were joining Ryan's team. So sometimes it doesn't take massive quantities of effort. It doesn't take the grind. Now, we certainly have to be aware of the grind, but if you're okay with it, I'd like to kind of push aside the grind, and I'd like to give you a few ingredients that you can have, that you can mix into what it is that you're doing, that give you an opportunity to make a quantum leap. We okay with that? Okay. Because we can add and subtract if you want. I'd rather multiply and use exponents. This is what we want to do, if possible. Oh gosh, I didn't realize that was happening. All right, this of course is going to be brought to you by School of Professional Design. This is a school that I run for people who want to connect their God-given abilities and unique gifts and talents to what they do to actually have work that feels better and gets some better results. And so we do run that, but this is brought to you by School of Professional Design. And the whole goal of this is not information, it's transformation. If I just give you information, you're gonna say, oh, I know something, and that's great. But are you actually doing it? That's the key. So School of Professional Design. And this is a part of my mission. Anyone know this painting? What is this? What's that? Starry Night. Vincent van Gogh did this. Anyone know anything about Vincent van Gogh? Some people will say, oh, he's the guy that cut off his own ear. You've heard it. Is that starting to strike a bell? He was mentally unwell. But a big part of the reason why he was mentally unwell is he didn't see his value. Vincent had been supported and encouraged by his brother all of his life, and he started painting in his 20s and into his 30s. But here's what happened. He made some masterpieces. Actually, I looked it up. If you were to add up all of his paintings together, it's worth over $1 billion today. $1 billion. That's not a little. Sadly, Van Gogh only sold one painting before he died, before he took his own life. He was never able to fully grasp the value of who he was and what he was doing. And so on my watch, my goal is no more Van Goghs. I want people to know the value of what they have, and I want them to be able to bring it to market. The goal is that you have a gift, and that gift was not just meant to bless us and make us feel good, but it was also meant to provide for you. And what we're going to be talking about today is going to be two big concepts: purpose and money as a byproduct. Because when we get it the right way, when we head towards purpose, money happens. But when we head towards money, and I've coached lots of people that have done this, what happens sometimes when we only go towards money? We forget purpose. And I don't want that. I want gifted people being compensated for their gifts. That's one of the reasons why I am on this planet. I am the author of Sell Anywhere. You may refer to me as that. I'm kidding. Just call me. Actually, I will say this. I have a few favors to ask. Number one, I want you, anytime you ever think of me and ever think of introducing anyone to me or connecting me, I'm your friend. So if there's ever anyone that you want to connect me with, I want you to introduce you to my friend, Donnie. Or even more, if you feel inclined to do this, we're having this session together, you can even call me your coach. My coach, Donnie. And we all need a coach in life. The book that I have, and you've read it, right? Did you read the whole thing? Okay. Oh, you just started. Cool. It's the very beginning part is really about how to create a life of vision, purpose, and drive and desire and all that stuff. The back part is it's sales techniques that are different, that can use you can get attention. But this is my brood of my wife, who I've been married to now almost for 30 years, and our 8 children. And so we actually traveled the world for over 2 years. Well, the world was America and Mexico, 2 years. We moved from one Airbnb into another every 2 months. And it was in this journey that you think I would have had all the answers. No. There was a crucial moment that happened in this journey that I'm going to share with you. It was very personal, but also it was a shift that I went through, that I started helping my clients go through, and that's actually the birth of what I'm doing here today. Before we go any further, can I actually have you? These are the people that I will kill for. I will do anything that is necessary to protect and serve and love and give to these people. But I want to know, who do you have? So close your eyes for a second. This is like part of that participation part. Just a second. Picture someone that you love? Your eyes aren't closed, that means that I'm that person. All right, that's all. We'll move forward. Now, the three keys that we're going to be talking about today, keys, let me get some keys. The three keys, oh man, I've got all kinds of fun things in here. I should get a light, that's what I should get. There we go. We have 4 keys here. I'm going to get to 4, but we're going to do 3 keys for quantum leaping in your life and in your business. It's not good to do just one or the other because if you have a great business but a sucky life, like who wants that, right? So the first key is love. We'll talk about love in a second. The next key, personality. It's who you are as a human being, your gifts, your talents, who you are. And the third key is play. Play. We're going to get into that. Any of the people I've ever helped do that have had a semblance of these things. And so we'll go into this with you and for you. So I want you to imagine you were looking at this house here, and it didn't belong to anyone. There was no shicey drug dealers or anything like that. And someone says, hey, here's the deal. This $100 bill, someone took it and they put it in the house. All you need to do is run in and just grab the $100 bill. Who would do that? No strings. It's not bad money. It's real money. Right? Probably do it. Yeah. Okay, let's go. We're going to do that. Now, I'm going to change it a little bit. Of course, this guy knows it's a trick question, right? Because now the house is on fire. Are you still going in? Okay, so if it's on fire, you have no equipment, you've gone in for less. Love it. Let's up the ante. 10 grand. 10 grand is in the burning house. Are you going in? 100 grand. It's behind this door. You have nothing. You can't use any tools. It's somewhere, and you don't even know where it is, but it's in this house. Do you go in? 100 grand. $1 million. Okay, now I want you to go back in your mind a moment ago, ask you to think of a person. That person's in there. Are you going in? What changed? The value of what's in there. Sadly, most of us are asking ourselves to run into a burning building every day, and it's freaking hard to muster up willpower. It's hard. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to do this thing. I don't want to meet this. I don't want to confront. I don't want all this willpower. There's a burning building, and the only thing we put inside the burning building is stacks of money. Money is a motivator, and I'm sure, like any of us here, like sometimes we think about it, maybe even too much. But it's not the key. It will help you to make the jump into the activity and the actions that you want to be taking. It's love. What are the areas of love? How can audience participation? How can we access love in what we do? Someone tell me. I have 4. Let's see if you can guess any of the 4. I'll give you the first one. Love what you do. That is professional love. What's another one? Okay, love who you're with. I'll put that in. That'll be half a finger. Yes, love who you're with. Love the one you're with. What else? What else can we love that gives meaning and frames work so that we can run into a burning building? What else? Love. I'm gonna do that. Love. I'm gonna change it. Love who you get to be while you're love the process of what you do. Love. So we'll call that how you do it. So love what you do. Love how you do it. Love who you do it for. And love who you get to be in the process. Love what you do. Love how you do it. Love who you do it for. And love who you get to be in the process. If you are not 2 out of the 4, it's costing you. If you can get to 3, you're doing good. If you can get to 4, you are an unstoppable force. Love what you do, love how you do it, who you do it for, and who you get to be when you do it. It makes you feel good. You know what it is? It's like this. It is, this isn't, I'm not a good player, but imagine for a moment. Imagine that I was. I'm going to turn one of these, and this is going to hurt your ears. I'm playing the same thing. It's you being in tune matters. The way you're being perceived by the people that you're helping, whether you know it or not, they're picking it up. What do they ever say about a dog? Oh, don't worry, he won't bite you, just don't what? Don't be afraid. You ever hear that? How does a dog know that I'm afraid? I don't know, but he knows you're afraid. How am I supposed to not be afraid? I don't know, just don't be afraid. People know when you're in your zone. They know when you're an instrument in tune. And they know when you're faking it. How many times do you think you may have missed a deal because you've been off? Meant well, but off. That's why it's actually important for you to know and understand who it is that you are, what it is that you love, and be able to step in that way. This guy's a loan officer, but I really love what he's doing. He works at a company called Fairway Independent Mortgage. And what he did, he saw the market kind of crunching him, like it has to everyone in the real estate mortgage industry. And he realized, like, it's like, I don't know if I like doing it this way anymore. I don't even know if I like even doing it. This is the best thing I can do. What if I could really just do it only for the people I love the most? And that's what he did. He developed a program, much like you, for local heroes. Local Heroes right now has him doing at least $2 million a month in, month out, where everyone else around him is looking, begging, scratching. He created from what he loved. Why can't you? Here's why. You're too familiar. You're too familiar with one of the things that matters the most in the equation. Whenever we first started traveling in our journey, we went to Maine and we saw beautiful, beautiful mountains. And the beautiful, beautiful mountains, it was breathtaking. It was awe-inspiring. It was the most, I'm from Florida, so I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Day 2, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Day 3, I'm like, I'm in heaven. Day 4, day 5, day 14. What happened? Got too familiar with beauty. Anyone here married? What happens? People fall out of, it's not just love. There's when we become too well acquainted with beauty, it becomes something that's normal. And I would say that that's probably what's happened between you and you. I have someone here with a flashlight. Anyone ever bought a diamond for someone? If you get married, this is the American tradition. They take it out and they shine it up. Here, I'll show you guys here. They shine it up. They don't just shine it up, though. Then they take it and they turn it. And then they shine a light on it. Let's see if we can, let's go. Oh, look at her. Look at this. Perfect, beautiful, wonderful. I can't see. This is you. And what I'm going to show you some things about you that you already knew. But your biggest enemy to growth is saying, I already know that. What I hope you'll do with me is let me show you something, but let it catch the light just a little differently today. So actually what I'm going to ask you to do right now is we're going to take a personality assessment. And I'm not going to judge you. Just kidding, I will totally judge you. But if you will scan this, it will take you into a personality assessment. I'm going to play some music. I'll start the timer in just a moment. You only get 7 minutes to take this, which means there's 72 questions, 7 minutes. Don't take too long. Okay, don't overthink it. While that happens, I'll play some music. Anyone not able to get in? Anyone need help? All right, you got it? Cool. Go ahead and sign up. Yes, put your name in. Please put your real email address in. Don't be one of those. I actually had someone like, yeah, like, come on. We're friends here, right? Why? I guess I'll do this. All right. While that's happening, I'll put this guy on. Those of you on the live broadcast, the link in YouTube is near the top in the notes. Feel free to do that, or you can just go to schoolofprofessionaldesign.com, and there's a quiz link at the very top. That is what we are doing. And I'm starting the timer now. You get 7 minutes. Starting now. Didn't think I'd make you do something here, did you? Huh. You know what? I'm going to go and put you on pause here, YouTube, and I think I can pause you. No, I'll just keep you here. 7 minutes. Here's the timer. You know what? Let's do this. There you go. That's how long you get. Hey, there's only a couple of you that are here. Check out what I got in my chest here. 6 minutes. Let's see. Got a pelican there. We got a gift. We got bags of money. We got a baseball. Oh, I forgot the baseball. Glad I saw the baseball. Glad I saw the baseball. Comments here. What's going on? Joey C, OG Panda, LOL. think that's all I see here. I do this whole thing here. There we go. What do there? This is fun. I just got retouched. All right, about halfway through. For those of you here, we are taking a personality assessment. It's on schoolofprofessionaldesign.com. It's a quiz. It's on the top right, or you can, I guess you can't really scan this if you're watching it, can you? Thanks for being with us. 2 minutes. Don't overthink it. Anyone submitted it yet? You submitted it? You hit the finish thing? Did it give you your results? Why am I not seeing it? What's that?
I just got the email.
And you just, okay, it looks like I just got it in. It lets you know before it lets me know. Oh man, I love it. That's going to be a fun one. That's going to be a fun one. Almost wrapping up here. Almost there, almost there, almost there. All right. If you're not there, if you just got a couple, go ahead and finish them up, put them in. If you're a ways out, it's okay. Like you can still get an understanding of what's happening without actually fully finishing. It is possible. What were results? Anyone? What'd you get?
I got the Explorer.
Explorer. Does that feel like a fit?
Definitely the restless part. You always kind of underlying like feeling of restlessness.
Love it.
Really in everything. Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be super. Bring some enlightening stuff. Anyone else? Is he still finishing? Okay. We got rulers here and shaman. Interesting. You just finished it. It's a fun one also. Love it. It's let me I've got to share a story with you, of course. I don't think that should be a surprise at this point. The whole course of what we're trying to go after is releasing people with the power. My favorite three letters: you be you being yourself. But I've got to tell you, like where this journey started for me. We were in the midst of that sell anywhere journey that I told you about earlier, and I would spend my days either coaching or selling coaching. And in the midst of that, I didn't realize that I was in trouble. And we've been traveling and doing this thing. You would think, oh my gosh, this is great. You're so excited that like you're living the life. And all of Instagram would have told you that. But one night, one of my lovely children said, Dad, are you okay, Dad? The sales day. And I said, yeah, I'm fine. Fine. And then the next day, next night, at the end of the workday, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, another different child says, Dad, do you have a rough day? No, it's fine. I'm fine. And like my face, you could see my face. I wasn't fine. And on the third day, literally 3 days in a row, sounds like Ebenezer Scrooge's story, but this is my Ebenezer Scrooge story. Ephraim, our youngest son, said, Dad, do you like what you do? And he asked it as though he already knew the answer. When a kid talks to you, pay attention. It's really hard for them to lie. And it was at that moment I had to realize I think I loved what I did, but I didn't love who I thought I had to be when I did it. Because I went from being a school teacher and into this tough business world. And when I went into the tough business world, I stopped being the guy that I was professionally, and I took on this right here. I am the sales warrior. I ride into battle. I conquer and I overcome, and I act and I take action. I do the things that no one else will do, so I can have the things that no one else will have. And I would do that, and even as I started getting into some of the self-improvement, I almost had to talk myself into doing this on a regular basis. Why? Because all of these other great people do it. They take cold plunges, and they get up at 5 a.m, and they do all these impossible things. That night, I realized I was tired of being him. That wasn't me. And as a matter of fact, being honest, my sales, since we'd started traveling, weren't doing so good. I'd left my home of Gainesville, Florida. We'd gone to these new areas. I didn't have all of these. I didn't have anyone to refer me business. It was hard for a little bit. And I thought, you know what? Doggone it, I'm losing. I might as well like myself. I might as well be there in a way that my kids want to be around me. And so I went from being the sales warrior almost overnight to being the joyful farmer. And the joyful farmer, well, he's way different than the sales warrior. The joyful farmer, he gets to give. Joyful farmer takes his hands off the results, and he shows up, serves, loves, gives, and he lets the results be what they may. It was liberating. It was me that I really liked, and my kids liked me again. And I liked work again, and guess what happens when you like work? You do it more. It feels good. Guess what happens when you do it more? You get better. You get better and you get better results. I wasn't avoiding it. I'm going to ask you, there may be a switch that you need to go through, but my question to you is there anything you're avoiding right now professionally? Is there anything you drag your feet on professionally? And if so, what is that costing you? I didn't say how much it costs you. By the way, there is an actual financial cost. I said, what is it costing you? Mine was costing me my joy. I'm so glad that I paused and I took it over. The interesting thing is, I told you I would tell you the story earlier. This started working for me. So I had all of these executive clients. I would be coaching 40 people a week. I had all of these people I was coaching with these incremental methods. And I started saying to some of them that I knew could handle this, I'm like, hey, I'm doing something a little bit different and it feels great and it's working great. Do you want to try it? And one client said, yeah. And then another said, yeah. And another said, yeah. And so I had this tribe of people doing this, and it wasn't just me, and I was seeing, this is real. I ended up getting the best results out of 300 coaches in the company that were there. And when I was put on stage as the top coach in the company, I realized it was my time to leave, because it wasn't about X's and O's and tactics. That who you're being is actually as important as what you're doing. So that was my journey. And what I'm going to bring you into is, what's yours? What's your space? So every one of these people on the wheel, they approach things differently. And if you're trying to act like a warrior when you're just like the happy, nice guy, it's going to go bad. People will know you're pretending. If you are trying to manage time like this person when you're really this person, you're going to always feel like you're stupid. If you're trying to be excited or loving like this person when you're really that person, it's just you're always going to feel how bad you are. You want to make exponential jumps in anything. Work from your strengths, not your weakness. So I'm going to work with a few of you here. So someone raise your hand, tell me which one of what your type was, and we'll dig in. Explore. We'll start with you. You're the first one done. Usually it's funny, explorers take a little bit longer, but you were that was a very pronounced explorer. What most of you would have seen on your personality assessment, by the way, is you will see. I like to look at your top 3 scores. Nobody is a full personality, like one personality type. This doesn't define you. But when you look at the blend, it gives you a good reflection of something that's in your design. If you see your design, you see what God made you for. If you see what God made you for, it just becomes easy. Do you know these seeds? Well, I don't know if these will work. Before I spray painted them gold, I could have stored these for 100 years, pulled them out, put water on them in soil, and what would happen? They will grow. They have everything inside of them that they need to grow, and so do you. So if I were an explorer, you are what I would call, this is the pioneer. By the way, these are the 4 things that are needed in any business. We need pioneers to go get new business, go make new relationships, go find new things, because they're not limited by structure. They want to get out of structure and find new things. That's like the big drive. Okay? They want freedom. And it's good that someone's not forcing you to do things a certain way because you want freedom. Connectors, well, let me go this way. When visionaries are people who actually see something in a new way. Maybe we could have 1 million instead of where we're at. Maybe we could have 100 people here instead of 0. But like they see something. This house could be beautiful. I'm going to introduce you to someone in a moment who is a visionary, and she is crushing it right now in real estate because she's not selling like other people are selling. She's selling a transformation, and is going awesomely. These are transformer type people. They want to take you from one place to another. But they're not really very structured. These people are structured. Now I'm going to guess, is the pharmacist in here anywhere? I'm just wondering, Dan, did you end up in here at all? Sage, hero, ruler, any of those? Were you a sage? Ah, all right.
But anyway, yeah,
We,
that would probably.
but so the point is that some people give structure to the dream. Some people dream. Some people give structure to the dream. Other people go out and find new things to add to the ingredient pile. But others, boy, if we only have these people, we don't have anyone connecting with people. We don't have your Lees to make people feel loved and appreciated and a part of stuff. All these working together, it's interesting. We need each other. But it doesn't mean that we need to try to major on what someone else's major is. If I were an explorer, I would probably, it's funny, I brought a pinball with me, but I don't have it in here. I would set up opportunities to drive neighborhoods. I would set up opportunities to meet new people with no agenda, just to see what happens. I would set up opportunities to, like, anything that allows you to feel like you're finding something new. That feels good. There are some things that might limit you, maybe paperwork or details or some things that might pull you away from that. If I were you, I would actually put that on a timer, get that done as fast as possible so you can get to this. But eat dessert first. And I guess that's a big message here. Eat dessert first. If you're this person, if you're either of these, if you're a visionary or a strategist, you should have a whiteboard. And on that whiteboard, you're planning out your day, you're mapping out your calendar, you're putting together your plans, because if you don't plan, you're going to feel bothered. Where am I even going? Explorers are okay wandering. I don't know that you're 100% explorer. Other people, that would drive you nuts. So what's the first thing you should do? What's the first thing you should plan? Planning. Planning. I'll go through some people that have won from this as well. Actually, I feel like strategists are game players. I really like to take things and make it a game. I think all of us are. But strategists tend to like to win things. That's what they want. What was, you said, shaman? What was your second and third? Oh, really? Oh, cool. I love it. It did. Yeah, it really did. Interesting. And that happens. If I were a connector, I was working with a guy, his name was Gray. And Gray is like, my business is stagnating. He's from Louisiana. I'm like, Gray, what do you do well? We realized that he was a connector. He was an everyman. Actually, he was a companion, that he wouldn't do something for himself, but he sure as heck would do it for someone else. So all I had to do was get him to get next to someone else out of need, and he was like Superman. So Gray's business plan was this. Ready? Make one new friend every day. It wasn't read a book. It wasn't like all of the things, plan this, plan that, make one friend. His brain knew how to structure that. That was Gray. So all of us are in our zone of genius has to do with how we're put together. And the goal is that you should be playing as yourself. Imagine this. Anyone here play sports? Baseball? No? Baseball? Oh, you like it? There we go. So imagine that I was to get you to throw. Let's imagine I was going to teach you to throw a curveball. Could that be done? Could be. Imagine that I was left-handed and you're right-handed, and I only know how to teach how to do it on the left hand. And so you were trying and attempting your whole life to do it from your left hand. How would that go? You probably could do it, but it would be a lot harder than just going with your dominant hand. Your personality is like your dominant hand. We can be all of those things, but it's best to win from the thing that we're the best at. A lot of people can do a lot of things. If you want to have exponential growth in business and in life, do the things that you can be world class at. Try to delegate other things if possible. Any habit you ever try to form? I always ask this question. Make it taste more like chocolate than medicine, right? You'll be more likely to do it. There are 1,000 ways to win. Only a few of them are going to work for you. But I want to give you a few of these guys' plans, and it might illuminate some of yours. Pat is having the best year of his career this year. He's in Kearney, Nebraska, and we realize that Pat's this fun guy, likes to be in front of people. He wants an audience. He attracts. He's just fun. So that's the only thing we did. We put that on his calendar to do that first. That was his dessert. Go find ways to get in front of people. Well, allows him to have fun, allows him to connect, and his business has doubled in the last, it hasn't been like exponential, but in this market to have a double anything in real estate, nuts. This is actually what we did with the next guy. This is Esau. He is that ruler, warrior, very structured. He wants to win. But he also wants to feel like he's serving a mission. But for him, we had to make him feel like he was winning his day. If you're a ruler, if you're in this, find a way to win your day. So we had a plan. Check, 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 check. He would check it off as he went along. We'd measure habits. He had a bucket of marbles. He'd move it from one place to another every time he made his recruiting call, or every time he called a FISBO, or every time he did like the thing that he was trying to do. And he is absolutely crushing it. And by the way, he runs a business, or he's one of the heads of a nonprofit called All People Free. He actually, where they're setting slaves free. It's really cool, like in Pakistan and India and Asia. We had a shaman here. Amanda Abbott of the Abbott Martin Group up in the Panhandle, eXp Realty. She felt like she was in a trap. She was working with people who had these $1 million listings. There were nice properties. They have a kind of a weird thing going on in their area. They have more listings. I think they're opposite of us. They have way more listings than they have buyers. And she was working with people that were demanding. They didn't get her. It just felt wrong. And one thing I will tell you, remember the work for the people you love thing? She decided to take a chance and say, I'm only going to work with people I love. So she chopped off a section of business that was flowing pretty easily for her. And decided as a shaman, she loved complex situations where she could transform something. Renovate, revive, bring new life to an old thing. And she's absolutely crushing it. I don't have her numbers to give to you, but the main thing she has is a happy life. And she's selling all the time. She doesn't have as many listings as she had before because she can't just bring them in and flip them. But her heart, her investment is there. Her husband's actually been able to work in her business now because it's exciting. She's not up until 11 o'clock at night doing paperwork and just bullcrap. So as you're doing this, just like, what's your different? What's your different? What can you do that others maybe they can't? Or if they did, they would only be a copy of the original. We won't get into this right now, but I believe that your gift is displayed in these three things. I call them the 3 C's. Part of how we help people to find their professional design, and it's your curiosity, like what you naturally learn about, your connection, how you connect with people, and then your creation, what it is that you want to create. When those things are in harmony, it creates something pretty beautiful and powerful. I'm going to leave you I've got 2 things to share with you, and we're going to close. This is one of my favorite quotes. I really should memorize it, and I will. Next time anyone sees me, I'll have this memorized. It's by a quote by a guy named James Michener. And it says this, that a master at the art of living makes little distinction between his work and his play. His labor and his leisure. Oh, good, I got that far. His mind and his body, his information and his recreation, his love and his religion. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence at whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether he is working or playing. To him, he's always doing both. You make your work look like something you want to do. It's amazing what happens for you. Ask yourself how you can do that. Now, some of you may feel like this guy. You may feel like, you know what, if only I hadn't done this for so long, or it's too late for me, or whatever. This guy's name is Malachi Brown. Anyone ever heard of him? He was called Three Finger Brown. Wonder why? A farming accident as a young man took off his 1.5 fingers. He didn't really have three, he had 3 fingers and a thumb. Technically, it's right. But the interesting thing was, this disadvantage gave him an advantage. They said that his curveball was unhittable because it didn't just curve, it sunk. That he was able to get a spin on it that no one else could. He was unhittable for the Chicago Cubs for like 8 years. So whatever you see in your life, maybe you're like me, you have a lot of kids. Maybe you're someone who has a lot of debt. Maybe you're someone who has a past. Maybe you're someone that has, I don't know what it is that you have, but I think that it can be your unique advantage rather than weakness. We don't take it too seriously. So I'm going to leave it with you with this. My question to you is, how can you make your work more connected to who you are and how you see things? That's what we teach in School of Professional Design. We teach you how to look at the way you should be managing time, not the way everyone else does it. The way you should be prospecting, not the way everyone else does it. The way that you connect with people, or what you desire to create, what your life flow feels like. Some people are creative in the morning, some people are creative in the afternoon. We're different. But when we can stop pretending and create something beautiful, and we don't have to sit around like the suffering artist that Vincent van Gogh was and sell one measly painting and think, I'm no good. You're stinking beautiful. You're awesome when you do only what you can do. Now, all of us are a little bit like my favorite bird, the pelican. I go out to the beach every single morning. We live 2 blocks from the beach. I go out to the beach and I watch these guys. You ever watch them dive into the water? Isn't it beautiful the way they soar? My favorite thing is their awkward dive. What I've given to you is not I've prepared stuff certainly, but I haven't given to you something that it is meant to be rehearsed or any of those things. What I've given to you is my awkward dive. And this beak, because of its mass, if they hit the ocean incorrectly, it'll snap that little skinny neck. As a matter of fact, this guy was knocked down by my grandson, and his little skinny neck snapped. It's kind of funny. They learn. If you ever go out and watch the parents with the little ones, they teach them to tilt their head at a 45-degree angle as they hit the water, and their body slaps after that. So it's almost like a roll. If you ever see like a stuntman do a roll, these guys are doing the stuntman roll. But they have to learn it. As long as you have known who you are, I think that most of your beauty has been hidden from you because it's been so common. And so, for some of you, it's an opportunity to get past that and allow someone to come along as someone to shine that up and help turn it a little bit to show some of your beauty. And that's what we do at School of Professional Design. Every week, we show up and we teach live. And every week, you can book a one-on-one coaching call with yours truly. Now, don't tell the world this, because I do this for executives for $2,400 for executive level coaching per month, $1,200 for just one-on-one coaching per month. but this is kind of close to it. And it's $97 per month. Get in, get out anytime. I wouldn't say get in anytime, get out anytime. And for me, this is a way of being generous and help people to actually have a transformative experience of themselves. That even though they have all the materials to do stuff, we all need a little bit of training with the equipment we've been given. And sometimes we all need an extra set of eyes to help us to do the thing. I'm going to ask you, if you're someone that is that person, I want you to find me and just let me know one way or the other. I would love feedback on what I presented, but also let me know if this is for you, you want in. If so, we're going to start a fun journey. You start getting stuff from me and from the school very soon. But I want to end with a story. There was once upon a time a woman, Ruth Graves Wakefield. And I think everyone here is maybe possibly like Ruth. She owned a bed and breakfast. A lot of people own bed and breakfast these days. But she also cooked. That was her favorite thing to do. She cooked, and they had 3 tables where people, and they went from 3 to 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 30. At 30 tables they were packing out every single night. And one of her favorite things to do was to cook sweets. On this particular night, she went to her cupboard to make, for baker's chocolate, to make butterscotch bisque cake. Baker's chocolate melts beautifully through the whole thing and turns the whole thing chocolatey. But there was none. Instead, she reached for the next thing that was behind it, had been there for a while in the cupboard. Given to her by Andrew Nestle. I should have gotten Nestle. These are Ghirardelli. Chocolate chunks. She threw them into what she'd made, baked at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. And what came out of the oven? What do you think? Chocolate chip cookies. And this was during the Great Depression. And because of tough times, it became America's sweet treat. Sometimes we don't need a new recipe. Sometimes we just need an opportunity, and we need to see the ingredients that we have. My hope is that you won't overlook yourself. You will find the treasure within and allow yourself to not be fooled by all of these AI ghosts, these people that tell you it's video, or social media, or Instagram, and here's 10 hacks of you. It's like, just stop it. None of these things are your gifts, but they might be used according to your gifts. I'm on YouTube. I love YouTube. I love video, but that's a part of my being. What's yours? Find it, maximize it, and become one of my stories. I want you to be one of the people I'm talking about from a stage. So we all deserve it. That's all I have for you.